Welcome back, Devils fans. This is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit the subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. We are oh so close, my friends. Yes, we are. I can taste it. Training camp opens oh so soon. Preseason hockey in just over 2 weeks. And I am super pumped for this, but I am here today to talk about Dawson Mercer. Now, a lot of you have had a lot of criticisms about Dawson Mercer. A lot of you have been, I think, slightly more fair to Dawson Mercer, but he definitely seems like one of the players that is a bit polarizing at the moment. As we all know, last year, his negotiations as a restricted free agent went right up to training camp. The exact scenario that many people are hoping we avoid with Luke Hughes right now, and it's looking like it might be very much the same. But anyway, Dawson Mercer signed a 3-year deal at $4 million a year, a little bit of a bridge deal, a sort of prove-it contract for Dawson. And here we are. I will say, I think a lot of you have been a little unfair, but I understand where a lot of people are coming from, but Dawson Mercer, 23 years of age, he turns 24 next month. And so far in his NHL career, we look, 21-22, the rookie season for Dawson, played 82 games, 17 goals, 25 assists for 42 points. A very nice rookie season. Follows it up in that magical 22-23 season. 82 games again, 27 goals, 29 assists for 56 points. 23-24, played all 82, 20 goals, 13 assists, 33 points. And then last season, in the 82 games, 19 goals, 17 assists for 36 points. And you look at his career, 328 NHL games played, 83 goals, 84 assists, 167 points. He's above 0.5 points a game. That's essentially 41 points a season. Now, I think for everything else that Dawson brings, it's pretty decent, but I do think a lot of people, and I think this is kind of where a lot of the criticism comes from, I think a lot of people after that 22-23 season, where he had the 56 points, people just expected his production to keep going up and up and up. And I think it is a bit unfair. I'll circle back to that in a minute. Let's take a look at his playoff stats. And you look at the playoff stats, obviously he's only been in 2 playoffs, but 17 games with 5 goals, 4 assists for 9 points, and he's right there again, right above that 0.5 points a game. 0.5 points a game would have put him at 8.5. He has 9 points, so just over 0.5. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now, again, circling back to what we just talked about, I think the expectations are a bit unfair or unrealistic. Now, I would love nothing more than for Dawson Mercer to be a 60, 70-point guy year in and year out. Would love to see it. But he hasn't become that at the moment. Now, it's not to say he can't, but I do think this season, year 2 of his 3-year deal, is a very big season for him. Very big season for him and the team, obviously. We've talked about that nonstop. Very big season for the team across the board. But for Dawson individually, I think this is a very big year. Where is he going to end up playing for the majority of the season? I do think because of our lack of top 6 forwards, as we all know, that Dawson will be one of the many guys who get a chance to play in that top 6, whether that's with Jack and Bratter or with Nico and Timo. I do think you're going to see Mercer audition there. And can he really seize the moment, seize the opportunity, and run with it? I hope he does. There's going to be several other guys kind of roll through those top 2 lines. And who sticks? Mercer obviously is a guy that has the potential to stick. Now, we also may see him play center. That's a whole other thing because of our lack of depth at the center position. You never know. They might try him there, but Mercer did mention at the end of last season he is more comfortable playing wing. And so I hope he continues to play wing, and maybe he does finally stick in the top 6 long term. It'll be interesting to see. But like I said, 56 points in that 22-23 season, I just think it set a lot of you up to expect too much of him. I would love it. I would love it for him to just break out and be a 60-point guy every year. But for those talking about his contract, $4 million for even the production he's kind of averaged throughout his career is phenomenal value. Phenomenal value. $4 million, you're going to get me 40 to 50 points probably, and hopefully more. But that is a very fair salary and cap hit for Dawson Mercer. And I'm a Dawson Mercer guy. And I have been for a while. I think people have to really look at the whole picture, and I think a lot of you, and this applies to all players, and especially Dawson, and likewise with Timo Meier, people are looking purely at points. Goals, assist points, and then they kind of crucify guys. And I think it's unfair. And just like Timo, Dawson brings other things to the table outside of pure point production that you have to put a value on, and many of you do not. And I think that is the crux of the problem when a lot of you come with the Mercer nonsense. I'm a Mercer guy. How can you not love Dawson Mercer, guys? Promising young player. He's about to turn 24, and people forget that as well. He's been around since he was super young. He's only going to get better. 24 years old, he's still finding his way. 5th season upcoming for him, and I have big expectations. I am hoping that this season we see a return to 50 points. I'm hoping we see it, whether it's, 30 goals, 20 assists, 25 and 25, 20 goals, 30 assists, whatever it is. If Mercer could get 50 points, I would say that's a massive, massive win for Dawson and the team. And when we look back, some of my more memorable things about Dawson Mercer's young NHL career, how can we forget that absolutely beautiful point streak he had in the 22-23 season? When you look at the chart, look at some of the names above him. He has the 6th longest point streak, consecutive games in the regular season of New Jersey Devils franchise history. He's 6th on the list with a 12-game point streak. And look at those names above him. Peter Sikora had a 13-game point streak. Patty Eliash also had a 13 and a 15. Brian Gianta. What a legend, Brian Gianta, the single-season goals champ for the Devils, 48. Hopefully we see Jack or Brader or somebody break that one day. But there's Gio, number 2 on the list during that 05-06 season. He had a 15-game point streak. And then Taylor Hall, another polarizing figure in Devils history, in that 17-18 season, which saw him almost single-handedly drag a mediocre New Jersey Devils club to the playoffs. En route to winning the Hart Trophy as the league's most valuable player, the only Hart Trophy winner in New Jersey Devils history. Wow, it's a crazy thing to think about. With all the legends that have played for the Devils, they had never had a Hart Trophy winner as league MVP until Taylor Hall in that 17-18 season, and he had a 19-game point streak. Wild, but I'll never forget the Mercer point streak in 22-23, 12 games. He had 11 goals, 9 assists for 20 points, and over a point and a half a game for 12 games. Unbelievable stuff from Dawson Mercer, and hopefully we can see him recapture some of that magic. Hopefully we can, but I believe in Mercer, and I think a lot of you have to be a little bit more fair. And then obviously something I glossed over earlier on. You cannot discount the Iron Man that Dawson Mercer is. 4 seasons in the league, 82 games played for each one, 328 game Iron Man streak still going on. Durability matters, availability matters. Dawson Mercer is available for every game, guys. Something we wish we could say about some of our other players, but Dawson Mercer, Mr. Iron Man, 328 games. He will continue to add on to that this current season. And then aside from the streak, another memorable Dawson Mercer moment for me that just kind of shows a little bit of his heart and his inner grit. How can we forget? In the infamous Rangers-Devils 5-on-5 line brawl game, a few minutes after that, in the first period, Will Cooley of the Rangers put a suspect kind of dirty hit on Brendan Smith, and Mercer was right there, took him to task. A decent little scuffle they had. Wasn't like a crazy hockey fight, but Mercer was aware of what had happened, and he said, "Oh, you hit one of my guys. It was kind of cheap. Let's go." Dropped the gloves, fought Will Cooley, and that just shows the warrior spirit. Dawson Mercer could play all scenarios. He could be on the power play. He could be on the penalty kill. You could put him out there late in games to protect the lead. Gotta love the kid. Gotta love the kid. He's hustle. He's got heart. His contract, in my opinion, very good, especially now with the cap going up. He's even more of a bargain. I thought the $4 million was fine even in the old cap climate, but when you look at it nowadays, it's an even better deal, and this is a big season for him. What is Dawson Mercer going to bring to the table for this New Jersey Devils club? At the end of the season, Fitz had mentioned in one of his post-game press conferences that he told Dawson Mercer he wanted him to get bigger and stronger. Let's see if he put in that off-season work and comes into camp a little bit bigger. We know my man Shimo Nemitz is coming in like the Hulk, baby. Shimo Nemitz, what a off season for him. He's gotten huge. If you haven't seen that, look up the photos. He's been putting in the work overtime. But overall, guys, I'm a Dawson Mercer guy. A lot of you are not, but I think you need to be a little bit more realistic with your expectations for him. And at $4 million, I think he's a great player for the Devils, as I'd mentioned earlier in this video and in countless other lives and videos in the past. But you need guys like him to win cups. You absolutely need guys like Dawson Mercer to win cups. Those middle six type guys that could get a timely goal, maybe make a timely play, whatever it may be, especially come playoff time. And I'm a Mercer guy. I'm a Mercer guy. I think he's done a swell job. Big season for him. Hopefully he breaks out a little bit. Hopefully we see him in that 50, 60 point range. I think would be great. But Dawson Mercer, a guy to keep an eye on. This is a big, big year for him and the rest of the team in year 2 of his 3-year deal. But I'm curious what you guys think about Dawson Mercer. Let me know in the comments, as always. Anything, everything New Jersey Devils hockey, just throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to most of you. I'll be back soon. Like I said, it's September. Videos are going to start ramping up. I got a lot of stuff in the works, as always. And I think that's all I got for you guys now. That's all I have for you now. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.